Learning to drive seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But what if the place you're learning has its own unique, kind of tricky set of rules and risks? Well, today we're diving into how to pick the right driving school in a surprisingly complex place, the Niagara region.
I mean, how different can they really be? You learn the rules, you practice a bit, you pass the test. Simple. But the thing is, in some places, the local environment throws curveballs that can seriously make or break a new driver.
And boy, is Niagara one of those places. You're not just dealing with your average everyday traffic. Oh no, you've got heavy tourist congestion with cars stopping suddenly for who knows what. You've got pedestrians wandering into the road near the falls, and you have those really high stakes, high-speed merges on the QEW. Throw in the rural winery routes with their own quirks, and you realize pretty quick that learning here isn't just about passing a test. It's about mastering a totally unique driving environment. Okay, so before we even start looking at school names, let's build a little framework. What does best actually mean for someone learning to drive in Niagara? Here's the checklist you're going to want to use to make a really smart decision. First things first, is the course approved by the Ministry of Transportation, the MTO? That's non-negotiable, because it can get you an insurance discount and let you take your G2 road test way earlier. Then ask yourself, does the school teach real defensive driving, or are they just teaching you to pass the test? Is there a clear, structured plan to get you from quiet side streets all the way to the QEW? And this one's huge. How do they support the practice you do between lessons? You see, we're looking at the whole system here, not just the price tag. So, with our criteria all set, let's see how the options actually stack up. One school, Young Drivers of Canada, really stands out because it's basically built to solve one specific and often overlooked problem. And that problem is what's called the practice gap. It's this simple reality that just logging hours behind the wheel isn't enough. So many learners get what you'd call low-quality practice, sticking to the same easy routes around their neighborhood and avoiding the tough stuff, like crazy highway merges or dense tourist traffic. The exact skills a new Niagara driver desperately needs. This really gets to the heart of it. A major weakness in the whole system isn't the rules themselves. It's the simple fact that learners aren't getting enough high-quality practice. So a new driver can finish all their lessons and still be totally unprepared for the reality of driving near Clifton Hill on a Saturday or emerging onto the QEW during rush hour. And this is exactly where Young Drivers is trying to be different. Their whole goal is to close that practice gap. They want to turn simple practice hours into lifelong safety habits through things like structured coaching and support tools. So that all sounds great, but how does it actually translate in the real world? Let's get right to it and put the top schools in a head-to-head comparison using that exact checklist we just built. And just a quick reminder, one of the biggest reasons to take any of these approved courses is getting to your G2 road test 4 months earlier. That's right, after just 8 months instead of waiting a full year. That's a huge plus. Okay, let's take a look at the breakdown. You'll notice right away that all these schools are MTO approved, so you get that 8-month benefit everywhere. Great. But look a little closer at the curriculum. Young Drivers markets itself as a complete system with a big focus on defensive driving, which, as you can see, is reflected in its higher price. The other schools, they're more traditional and they tend to compete on having a lower entry price for a standard course. So this really clarifies the choice you have to make, doesn't it? Is your top priority a lower initial price for a standard course that'll get you certified? Or is it investing in a more comprehensive system that's focused on closing that practice gap, which, comes at a higher cost? And just to put a hard number on it, the popular Young Drivers online course is listed at $11.99. That price really reflects that complete system approach that we've been talking about. So once you've picked a school, the real work actually begins. The best course is only as good as the practice you put in. So let's build a little actionable roadmap for driving here in the Niagara region. You want to follow a smart progression here. Start in quiet residential areas to really nail the basics, smooth stops, scanning everywhere. Then move up to busier roads to practice lane planning. After that, it's time to tackle the big one, merging onto the QEW and Highway 420 to master matching your speed with traffic. And finally, take a drive down Niagara Stone Road to really experience those rural conditions, which require a totally different kind of awareness and speed control. And this really brings us back to the main point of all this. Choosing a driving school isn't just about passing a 20-minute test. It is about building habits for the thousands of hours you're going to drive for the rest of your life. So the real question you should be asking is, what kind of training is going to truly prepare you for that future?